I'm not gonna lie. I wish I looked like this IRL. Me biting my masseter muscle. If my jawline actually looked like this IRL, I would mock. I'm not gonna lie. Not too bad. I need to put the bed sheets on my bed. It's been 4 days, and I think my pillow is starting to yellow. That's okay. Okay. Um, let's get into today's trade. I want to talk about today's trade, the quality of the trade, and what I am emphasizing within my trading moving forward. So, what is this right here? Why is this? Why is this on my screen? What is? How do I get rid of this? This is bothering me. It's ruining the clean aesthetic of my charts. Okay, this is actually bothering me. I don't know how to remove it. Anyways, ended up taking longs today. I'll go into, well, let's start off on the higher time frames. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Starting off on the higher time frames, we had two opposing fair value apps. So when entering the trading day, wasn't quite sure what bias would be or where price action would draw toward. I was kind of just waiting to see what price action wanted to do. We had this bearish sell side inefficiency on the hourly time frame. We could have potentially seen validated, ended up invalidating it. We had, if we go to news today, we had ISM at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm on PST, as you guys know, and we also had these internal highs. Price action ended up trading toward these internal highs, taking them out upon news data release, then forming a new internal high. Once we took out these higher time frame internal highs, or that higher time frame internal high, price action started to consolidate for a bit. I was thinking we could potentially draw toward these lows before continuing higher, maybe. I wasn't quite sure. I was still, undecisive about where price action wanted to go. Well, price action was indecisive about where price action wanted to go. I was just waiting for it to make its move. Kind of like a girlfriend, right? Or a woman. Anyways, don't even get me started. Um, that's why I hang around dudes. Okay, bro. Okay. Price action ended up taking out these internal lows and forming an SMT with ES, which was right there. Once we formed that SMT with ES, I like to see my SMTs validated by a change state of delivery. I do not execute unless the SMT is validated with a change in state of delivery. Has to have that, or just literally throws the SMT out the window in my book. So price action ended up doing just that, from the SMT with the change in state of delivery to the upside. Now, here's where I want to get into the quality of the trade. The trade was good. Great execution, was confident within the trade. I didn't say this, but this was taken on paper primarily because I'm having issues with MyFinite futures right now. An attempt to purchase an account, I can't purchase by debit card or crypto for some reason, so I'm going back and forth with the support team. Try to get it resolved over the weekend. They said they resolved it. They didn't end up resolving it, so now I gotta message them again, and I'm waiting a response. So this should have been taken on the evaluation, would have been funded today, but that's fine. So no worries with that. Great execution nonetheless. Now, here's where I want to talk about the quality real quick. I said this was taken on paper, right? Okay, good. This was taken on paper. Our first target, well, quote first target, our initial target was this internal high, right? This news data high, call it whatever you want. However, I wasn't content with the risk reward, primarily because it was a negative risk reward. If it would have been increased risk reward, totally fine with that. However, it wasn't. So, and since we executed upon market order and no retracement into the order block, which is completely fine, our risk reward was obviously decreased. So, this would have been, our regular target. Just trade into the 1 hour sell side inefficiency. Completely fine, right? Great draw. Nothing wrong with that. Cool. However, when comparing, what if we would have gotten filled at the order block? Having seen, it would have been 1 to 1.23 risk reward, and my entry would have had us get a 1 to 1.5. I was like, you know what? Let me get an increased risk reward. So I ended up targeting 1 to 1.24 risk reward, got filled on 1 to 1.28. Um, and that caused us to sit in an extra hour of consolidation. If we would have just simply targeted the fair value gap, would have been around a 40-minute trade. Great trade nonetheless. Just unnecessary consolidation we sat in. I'm still not sure what price action wants to do for the rest of the trading day, but we're going to see. Well, I'm not going to see because I'm not going to be staying on the chart. However, yeah, that was today's trade, and pretty good trade, great trade. Going to go journal that as well. However, here's what I want to talk about with you guys pertaining to my trading journey. What I'm looking to do next, and what I'm really looking to emphasize. Currently, I am in that break-even stage of my trading. I am very close to, or I believe, getting to that point within my trading journey where, hey, I can really start to succeed in this after 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. However, I'm missing one thing, and I'm missing data. The most important thing for me within my trading journey right now is data. If you guys go back and look at, the past year's worth of videos, you can see I have very good psychology. I don't mean to be prideful about it, but I do take pride within my trading psychology due to all of my failures within the past that have led me to develop such great trading psychology. However, over the past 6 months, my emphasis has really been on technicals, really mastering reading the charts. I was gonna put air quotes, but I'm not going to because I will master reading the charts. So if I would put air quotes, it would have been an oxymoron. Is that how you use the word? Whatever the case, juxtaposition. There you go. Shout out English class. Even though I'm failing English class. Anyways, so yeah. So my emphasis has really been on reading the charts and reading them properly, being able to take high probability setups, actually having a model, understanding my data, and not just executing on anything I see. And having conviction within my trades, strong conviction within my trades, which I've been missing for a very long time because of the fact that I've been procrastinating doing the work I know I needed to do, which is collecting high quality data. And I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. So within my back testing, my current goal within the next 4 months of real time, like actual like days, so August 2025, by then my goal is to have at least 4 years of collected backtesting data, high quality journaled, reviewed backtesting data. And now this will take a long time. That's why I'm doing it over a 4 month span. And to be consistent every single day, showing up every single day, that will compound exponentially. But with that being said, over the 4 months, the bare minimum is to have 4 years of collected data. I hope Notion can contain all that because that will be well over 1,200 trades. And I don't know if my Notion will be able to process that, hopefully. However, regardless, I'm going to still do it. But the actual goal, because the bare minimum is 4, the actual goal is 5 years worth of data. And I'm sure it's overkill. It really is overkill. However, I have a little doubt that whispers within my mind whenever I do, I don't live up to that expectation. I've set goals for so long. Let me full screen this real quick. I've set goals for so long, and actually let me move this here, that I haven't achieved, and it's caused this sort of whisper within my head that's like, oh, you knew you wouldn't have achieved it anyways. Like if I show you guys this right here, I made this vision board a while back. This was back when I wanted my i8. You can see right there. Now it's a C63. However, I put all this stuff here and wrote down really a lot of what I wanted to achieve, and I didn't live up to that. Not live up to it. I didn't achieve it, and that caused a lot of not doubt, but it kind of, my mind was like, you know what? Yeah, you knew it was overkill anyways. You knew you were crazy to begin with. And so when I would fail, that was the sort of mindset that that little whisper would approach me, like, "Yeah, you knew you wouldn't have gotten that $10,000 payout on anyways. You knew you were gonna blow it. You knew it was just lucky for a bit. You knew it was short lived." And I realized the only way, in order to kill that voice, is to outwork my self doubt, and I have to be consistent enough to outwork it. That's the only way. Regardless of how confident I get, I have to outwork that self doubt until there's so much proof within my life that supersedes that self doubt. And currently, that's the stage of my trading where I'm at, where I still have that little whisper. But I realize in order to get to where I want to get to, and within my trading, I have to outwork that self doubt consistently. Not just do a bunch of volume for one day and fall off or begin to taper off, but remain consistent until I have enough evidence for myself that, hey, I am who I say I am. I did what I said I would do. And that revolves around collecting high quality backtesting data. So you can see right here, I got this template from a friend of mine. However, I do plan on refining and making it more my own. But this template a bunch of people use online anyways already. I'm emphasizing my confluences, my models, news I guess is important, but the most important thing, notes, average risk reward, and my trade confidence, win loss, all that fun stuff. If I go to and I'm mainly emphasizing high quality backtesting data because in the past, if I go to FX Replay, I lacked emphasizing high quality backtesting data. I would go on FX Replay, I would open a session, I'd be like, you know what, we're gonna go in and backtest, and I would. And that was an example I was showing, but I'd go right here and be like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe we took out a high. I'm not quite sure, but we're just gonna target something. Bang, let's target down here. Oh no, I got stopped out. And then I would delete it, go back, and click replay to this date, removing the loss, waiting for another setup, being like, oh, okay, you know what? Cool, that's fine. I got stopped out on one, but it doesn't show my data, so we're gonna target another setup. Oh, okay, cool. I hit take profit. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna keep that win and remove that loss. I would basically manipulate my data and not think anything of it. And what it did to me subconsciously within my trading is when I would approach the chart, I would feel a sort of doubt in my system because I was manipulating my data. My data wasn't accurate. I was removing my losses and keeping my winners. And so I've realized, in order to truly succeed within my trading, I can't be manipulating. I have to take my backtesting just as seriously, even more seriously than I take my live trading. I used to think of it the other way around. I used to be like, oh, I'm not a backtesting warrior, but I'm a live data warrior. I'm great at live trading because the environment's different. And I realized that was a poor excuse I was making to myself in order to justify not backtesting, not putting in the work I know I needed to do. So, that's why I'm emphasizing now collecting my raw data, emphasizing my losing trades, refining them, seeing, hey, is this simply mechanical or is there something deeper to it? You can see right here I had loss, 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 and then win, win. I had a couple trades. This was only yesterday's work. However, this was 4 hours of work. This is crazy. I don't even know how this is for, but if I open it, there's like detailed explanations on each trade. But yeah, so not manipulating my data in order for me to get proper confidence within my mechanical system and truly have a mechanical system, like a model or multiple, that have has had proven backtested data showing the profitability of that mechanical model. So that's what I'm emphasizing within my trading right now. And I know if I do that within 4 months, within a month, if I'm being completely honest, my trading would have changed forever. So I emphasize all of you to do the same. I'm going to go journal this trade, and then go back test and collect more data. I emphasize all of you to do the same within, even I know I just said that, but wait, within any criteria of your trading that you need to. So look at where you are within your trading. If you're struggling psychologically, mechanically, whatever the case is, and go in, break it down, figure out what you need to do, what you need to emphasize in order to get to where you need to get to in the next stages of your trading. And maybe you don't need to do 6 hours of work a day. Just start off with 30 minutes, an hour, but remain consistent. And I promise that will compound. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys and see you in the next one. Peace.